But before we talk about like just our thoughts on what we want to see at the reunion, I want to know, Hannah, who do you think had the best vows of all the weddings?
Okay. My answer is probably gonna surprise you. Um,
Okay.
Ironically, and this is just because growing up a theater kid and everything like that, there's something that's a scripting is safe, right? And going on script is very safe to do. I really liked Kwame's vows. I love the fact that he just
Oh.
threw it to the wind and was just like, and he said something along the lines of, I forget exactly what he said, but it was something in the realm of like, I'm just gonna say what I'm thinking right now. Or I'm just gonna say what's on my heart. And I felt like what he did say actually came from his heart. Actually, those vows just
Mm,
stood out to me because it didn't seem like he
okay.
rehearsed them. It seemed like he was present and in the moment and responded to what Chelsea's vows were. And I actually enjoyed that. I think that that's very nice, and to see somebody's confidence to not go on script for something like that, especially because so many people
Mm,
do script out their vows. Just thought that was really interesting. I
mhm.
don't know if maybe it was the best, but
Yeah.
that one stood out and resonated with me personally. But what about you?
Yeah.
Who did you like the most?
Yeah. Okay. Interesting choice of Kwame. I don't know, Hannah. I'm sorry. I'm a little hard on Kwame just because
Yeah.
I feel like, he might have just really memorized what he was gonna say and kind of just juiced the moment. I don't know. Kwame,
Hmm.
I don't know if you knew this, but Kwame was also trying to be on Married at First Sight, which is a part of the same production company as Love is Blind. I think it's called Kinetic.
Hmm.
So he, applied for that. You can find it on TikTok, girl. Clips of him. He wasn't obviously in an established couple because that would mean he was married, but he was seen in the background in the application process. So I'm
Wow.
just like, Kwame, you've been trying to get on TV before. I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Maybe
I
that'll
did
be
not know
talked about
that.
at the reunion. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's
Noted.
why I'm just like,
Noted.
even Kwame trying to be with Chelsea and being so gung ho. I mean, you're married. So I don't think you would stay married to somebody that you really didn't want to continue to be with just for the clout. That is crazy to me. But, I have reservations. But I'm sure there's tons of people who, you like we say when we talk about The Bachelor, it's like there's a lot of people who
Mhm.
go on just for TV and the opportunities. And I understand that. But
Absolutely. Yeah.
anyway, I would say, honestly, my favorite vows of the weddings had to be Zach's. I felt like Zach, the first line he said was just, it hit me. He was like, I knew the moment I loved you was when I said goodbye. Was just,
That
I
is
was
such
like,
a
oh
good
no, I need
point.
a
Can I
minute.
change my answer?
I
I'm gonna copy
paused
and
it.
paste that.
Listen, I paused it. I wrote it down in my notes because I was like,
Mhm.
that's a song. You know me, the songwriter. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
that's a song. Like, period.
Absolutely.
No, I just loved it. I just felt like you saw him. I mean, a lot of Tiffany and Brett definitely got emotional saying their vows too, but
Mhm.
Zach is not a very emotional person. So to see him get emotional and say how much he loved her, and he really just he I feel like he really poured his heart out. And that was nice to see of just what we were talking about with them prior of like, the second choice thing. And it was just nice to see him be like, no, I'm so glad that I'm with you. And even after, I could gush about them on and on and on. So let me just stop there. Because we have to talk about the reunion. So
Oh my
the live
goodness.
reunion is Sunday. Like we've been saying this entire panel, there's so much to cover, but not just with the four final couples, but obviously with Jackie and Marshall and Josh and Irina, who are kind of the outliers of a lot of the couples. So there's a lot of questions that need to be answered, people that need to be grilled. Hannah, what are you looking for at this reunion?
I'm gonna say I'm actually least interested in where the couples stand. Out of all of it, I'm
Okay.
confident that they're all probably okay. Also,
I think so too.
This was a season where we saw the most turnout. I think, wasn't it? I think we saw three couples
Three
say
weddings,
yes.
three marriages. Yeah, this was
That
the
is the
most.
most
You're
that we've
right.
ever seen, and I'm
It's true.
confident
In
that
one season. Very true.
yeah. I'm confident that they're all still together. So I mean, of course I want to hear
Hmm.
what's going on. I'm sure they're going to give the
Hmm.
generic trials and tribulations of being married so quickly and they got to the real world and but they're still together, so it can't
What
be
it's
that
been
bad.
like for this whole year. Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
I'm curious to see about Jackie. I want to see about Marshall. I want to deep dive
Yeah.
into that. I want to hear about Josh. And oh man, I forgot about Irina. Oh, bring her back. Oh, put her right in the middle. I want to see it. I
Hot
am
seat. He needs a
hot
hot
seat.
seat.
Hot seat, girl. I want
Yeah.
Irina and Zach to sit next to each other, and I want Bliss by Zach's side, and I want to see that. Like,
And being
show me the
like,
staging. You know,
with her ring, like,
it's gonna be a juicy reunion.
gonna
Yeah,
be a
and
good one.
Bliss just be like,
Yeah.
hey, hi.
Hi.
Oh
No,
my
I
gosh, I
think
didn't
that
see
Nick and
it.
Vanessa listen, Nick and Vanessa have a lot on their plate because this is a
Yeah,
live event. We have a lot of questions that need to be answered and a lot of people that have done some very, very questionable things, kind of treating people wrong, just a lot of people's mental health and kind of up in the air of just like Jackie and where she's at, like she needs therapy, I think. So I think
yeah.
Nick and Vanessa have a big, big responsibility. And I'm telling you right now, Hannah, if they fail for the fourth time at this reunion, because I just feel like every reunion, I don't feel like they squeeze all the juice out of the lemon. I'm like, what is wrong? Why are you guys trying to be everyone's friend? Why are you guys trying to have a kumbaya session? This is not the time for this. I need you to be hard on these people. I need you to grill them. I'm telling you right now, if they fail again, I'm going to commission for them to be replaced because it's just this is a clear, this is one of the clear things of how they need to improve on this show. What do you think about them as hosts? And even also I'll add to this, what do you want to see kind of moving forward? This is our fourth season. What do you want to see them add or do differently moving forward in Love is Blind?
Okay, this is just purely my opinion on Nick and Vanessa. I like them as people. I
Mhm.
respect them as a couple.
Okay.
I think they're cute. I'm just going to get that out the way right now. However, in
Sure.
terms of, and I understand that with hosting, I get it. You know, I mean, the producers are going to put you in where they see fit, and then they're going to take you out and they tell you what to do, you know. I feel like
Mhm.
they pop up like prairie dogs out of holes. I forget that they are the hosts of the show. Like, they're in the very beginning episodes and they're like,
Mhm.
you're gonna date and you're not gonna know who the other person is. They explain the rules and then they disappear and then they pop up and then they're like, how's it going? And the cast is always like, not good. And they're like, well, you know, that's like what
Oh,
they
well,
do. I
sorry.
they're like, well, that's love. See you in 5 episodes. You
Right?
know, they go away. I don't know why. So
Yeah.
I'm like, if you want to incorporate the hosts, and this is more a note on the production
Mhm.
side, not on Nick and Vanessa's side. Again, they're doing what they're told to do. On the
Sure.
production side, I would actually like to understand. I don't understand Nick and Vanessa's relationship very much. I understand the anecdotes that
Mm.
they tell us over and over again, but I don't
Mhm.
understand their relationship. I don't know why they're qualified to be the hosts for this show. So I would like to learn more about
Totally
them
agree.
and have like a mentoring session. Like maybe Nick Lachey like gives
Yes.
those final 5, 6, however many people end up making it through. Like and have a sit down session and do like a Q&A with Nick because if he's the host, he's got to be an expert, but we don't know how he's an expert.
Right.
We don't know how Vanessa's an
Right.
expert. It's almost like if we're going to have hosts on the show, bring them in full
Mhm.
force. Otherwise, at this
Have them
point, I
actually host it. They don't actually
yeah,
host it.
and
Do
serve a
not.
mentoring purpose, right? Like actually help
Sure.
these people along because otherwise these girls are all it's 5 girls and 5 guys and they only know each other. They're they're tied off to one another and their drama. They don't have
Mhm.
any external forces at play to help them make
Yeah.
decisions, you know? And people are
Yeah.
people. They're going to have biases. Some girl's not going to like some guy cuz her friend ended up getting turned down by that guy. You know, they have biases. So bring an
Mm.
unbiased party, bring the hosts and let them do their job and
Right.
be a mentor.
Right.
Or don't have a host at this point, have them solely in the beginning of the show and then they tap out for the rest of it. But the trickling in and
Yeah.
out, I just and I think that honestly, I
Mm.
think that their relationship connection, I will say this, is built on the days that they're on set. And if that's not every single day, then they don't have a connection with the cast. Hence why, ooh, they probably can't
Mm,
ask them questions the way that they want to. There's not that
they don't
comfortability to
feel like they have
penetrate through the
rapport with
surface.
them.
Right on. I
That's
think we
good,
just cracked
Hannah.
the code.
I totally agree. I think that we cracked the code. They need to be way more involved within the season through and throughout the entire thing to build a rapport with the couples that they feel like they have a stake in kind of just enough of a relationship with the individual people to be able to kind of push the envelope with them and ask the questions and really go hard on them. And I think that another thing I'll say is I just don't feel like Nick and Vanessa have proved themselves to be invaluable to the show. Like, we could have Lana host the show, Lana from Too Hot to Handle, the little cone
That would be
from
funny.
Too Hot to Handle. Like, we don't, it's at this point, they're just transitional pieces for the next stage of the show. And it's interesting to me that they aren't more involved as the kind of originators of the first, American Love is Blind, because on Love is
Mhm.
Blind Japan, the couples actually sit down with the hosts and they get for each stage, like during the honeymoon, they'll FaceTime with the hosts and they'll be asked questions. I don't know if you've ever seen Love is Blind Japan. It's actually
I
very,
haven't
very
seen
good.
that version. Okay.
It's
I'll
so
look into
great.
that.
It's like very genuine. It's just the love stories are really nice and it's just so sweet to see a different culture kind of within the whole world of Love is Blind. But they sit down with the host and the hosts actually give them advice. They give them their thoughts, their opinions. And I think
Mhm.
that's something that could be really helpful because like we see on A Married at First Sight, they're actually
That's where I
talking
was
to
gonna go with it.
sociologists, they're talking to a
Yes.
therapist, they're talking to a pastor, people who have like actual like valuable what's the word I'm looking for?
Uh,
They have valid they have a valid reason to be giving advice. I don't really understand other than Nick and Vanessa being married, the validity of them being here. So them as like, hosts of this show and then them as hosts period, I don't really think they do that great of a job. So
well, they're
I'm
probably
looking at
sitting.
them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're probably sitting in their hotel room watching the whole season right now, catching up, or in their home or wherever, catching up just like you and I are,
Right.
because like they've met with the
Yeah.
cast, but they don't know every single thing
They
that
don't know
happened,
them. Yeah.
you
Right.
know?
Like, they're coming in and they're kinda like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like, they don't really know what's going on, and I'm like, "This is your show, and it's clear to me that you don't even know what's happening within the filming of this season." Now, I'll give them a little bit benefit of the doubt in that, they are filming multiple seasons of the show at once, so maybe they're spread a little thin,
Mhm.
which I think is another issue for me. I kinda need them to kinda get this whole timing situation right because y'all making these people wait a year to announce that they're married is crazy. Like, the timing issue of Love is Blind needs to be cleaned up because we're having a live reunion and talking about something that happened a year ago, and then we're gonna have After the Altar, and that's probably was filmed a while ago too. It's a lot. So Love is Blind has a great concept. It's obviously a very iconic show. There's so much to always talk about. There's so much drama and great love stories, but I think that there's pieces that by season 5 we need to start doing better. So, we'll see how Nick and Vanessa do when it comes to this live reunion on Sunday at 8 p.m. I'm going to be sitting on my couch waiting with bated breath with my popcorn with my girls. So we'll talk about that next week, but that about wraps up our panel today for the Love is Blind season 4 finale. So leave us your thoughts in the comment section below on what you think is going to happen at the live reunion show coming out very soon. And don't forget before you go to give this video a like, subscribe to Shared News, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next panel. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Kayla Thompson, joined today by Hannah Fletcher. Make sure you come check us out on our social medias. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.